We're here today with.
The Mighty Orq.
All right. And so you've been a blues musician. Would you say that's the right genre?
Well, I came up as a kid playing blues, and so that's really sort of the roots of the music that I play. But I love all kinds of stuff. I mean, all sorts of music, and I try to sort of play. Just try to play what I like. As a youngster, man, I came up, really studying blues music and playing that, to the best of my ability.
And so can you give me like a history of the blues music scene here in Houston since you've been going?
Yeah, so I started going out to venues and stuff when I was about 18 and doing the jams and stuff like that. And the first place I went, I knew that there were like jams, right? There were blues jams. And so I was like, I want to go check this out. And so there was one on Monday night at a venue called Billy Blues. And so I remember, I think this was like the period of like 1 week where I went and investigated all these spots. And so I went to Billy Blues for their jam night. And it was this fella, I think he was called Guitar Slim. Maybe not the original Guitar Slim, but he was the host there. And I remember I didn't get up and jam. I didn't really even sign up. I don't think. I think I just went and scoped it out. And then Wednesday night there was a jam at the Big Easy blues venue, the Big Easy. And so I remember I went to that, and I think I did sign up on that, and I think I actually did get up and play. Probably I got there, 9:30 or something when it started, and I signed up, and then about 1 or 1:15 I went in there and started jamming, and Dan Electro's the same deal on Thursday night. So that's I started getting into it that way, and met folks at the spots, and just sort of started. I started playing with a fella named Tony Vega, and then I moved away for a little bit to Austin to chase the Austin dream. And then when I sort of realized that I was too young to get into any of the clubs, because they actually ID'd people no matter how old you looked. Right. I looked like this when I was 18 until my beard was darker, and so they ID me. So finally, I was just like, man, I'm just gonna, come back home. And so Tony hired me back again when I got back home. I started playing with him, and I started my own band at the end of '02.
That's all right. Yeah, baby. Well, that's all right. Now when it happens, just can't explain. It's like being in the front seat of the runaway train. You can't talk. Try to run my son, but you can't even walk. Well, you know it's feeling, you just can't stop. You're in love with the girl, and that's all right. I said that's all right. Yeah. And you start to wonder, does she care at all? You start wondering, does she feel the same? You gotta take a chance, and that's the name of the game. Well, you know you're feeling a connection, you're in love with the girl, and that's all right. I said that's all right. I just hang on every word. She comes around my son. I feel free to fight a bird. I need to get away and my throat gets tight, but I'm in love with the girl and I feel alright.
Is it difficult to write original songs as a blues artist? Like, do people want to hear, like that Muddy Waters, or Albert King, or how do you blend that?
Man, God, that's such a good question. Is that a cardinal? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
Ooh,
all right.
shiny.
Yeah. Don't tell me you got your binoculars in there.
Yeah, right. And so, as far as modern blues songwriting goes, or contemporary, more recent stuff, I think of somebody like Texas Johnny Brown, the late great Texas Johnny Brown, and his music took. Had those, the traditional sort of blues elements, but man, he wrote these really, really neat songs, and this was not even, he was doing that, I think, in the 50s too. He wrote Two Steps from the Blues, which was a big hit for Bobby Blue Bland. And so, I really like that kind of songwriting. I think is great, and Trudy Lynn does a great job of that too. She's released, I had the great honor of getting to play some guitar on one of her albums a few years back, and she consistently puts out great stuff, and so I feel like those are like artists like that, and like Anika Chambers really do a great job of and particularly Anika, because she's a younger artist, but they put this modern spin on what could be considered a pretty traditional art form, and I think that's just, I think it's really cool. But for me, it's just it's tougher,
Right.
and so to me, I try not to do too many covers, but this is the other thing about I think the genre of blues is that in the same way as jazz, you can really take these songs that are traditional and classic and sort of arrange them in a way that's more your own and really make them your own in a neat way that's not where you're not trying to copy somebody necessarily or be necessarily like a cover band or something like that, but you're doing something that's interesting and original from the standpoint of the artist, and at the same time sort of keeping with the tradition. This is a song called "I Done Got Over" by Houston steel guitar blues musician Papa Hop Wilson.
Well, now I'm so glad. Yeah, I feel so glad. Well, now I'm so glad. Yes, I feel so glad. You know that I'm so glad. Trouble don't last always. You know I used to run around with my head hung down. Oh, I used to run around with my head hung down. But now I feel so bad, I can face trouble with a smile. Cause I done got over. Yes, I done got over. Oh, I done got over. Yes, I done got over. You know I done got over. Done got over at last. Now I feel so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, I feel so glad. Honey, now I'm so glad. You know I feel so glad. Trouble don't last always. Covered in the dust of a country road, money in your pocket, but no man left to go. You gotta lay low, keep your head down. Out of west, no one else around. You've been playing the dice, you better keep rolling. Gambling with them gold,
All right. And so currently in 2023, do you have any residencies at venues that you're playing?
Yes, so the band and I play at the Big Easy on Thursday nights, and it's a lot of fun. We call it Tequila Thursday, and that's sort of the mainstay Houston gig that we've been doing for a while now. When it opened, it's apparently that space has been like a bar and a music venue for decades. And when the Big Easy opened in, I think it was 1994, you know, there was the music venue, and then a smaller space that was a record store. And I think, you know, after a year or two, the owner decided to, you know, just shut down the record store and use that space as his office. But yeah, it's been there. It's
Since like the 60s, the 70s, do you know?
Maybe the 70s, that
70s?
room.
Okay.
And it used to be, it was at one point, it was a venue called the Crown and Serpent. And that's about as far back as I know.
And do you know, did they still focus on blues music when it was the Crown and Serpent?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that was really Tom McLennan, who's the owner of the Big Easy. I mean, I think that was really his focus, you know.
Okay. And do you know when he came into possession of the venue?
Yes, so I think he got it in '94 and opened the place, and you know, really wanted to. The thing that he and I would discuss a lot, you know, is the fact that he wanted to have a space that was for musicians, you know, and for the music community. This is a song called Baton Rouge by Guy Clark.
Well, I'm gonna leave Texarkana, going down to Louisiana, gonna try my luck in Baton Rouge. I'm gonna follow on Grand River down till I see the lights of town, and I ain't gonna get no sleep in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, gonna give me some alligator shoes. Baton Rouge, yeah, gonna wear them out in Baton Rouge. It was a Texas girl broke my heart, then she tore my truck apart, and I guess I'll get me there in Baton Rouge. Well, I like crawfish, I like rice, like girls that treat you nice, and I'm gonna find the one in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, gonna give me some alligator shoes. Baton Rouge, yeah, gonna wear them out in Baton Rouge. Aye. Well, I'm gonna learn to walk that walk, I'm gonna learn to talk that talk, and I'm gonna learn to dance in Baton Rouge. It ain't life just like a cul-de-sac. I'm a Texas boy and I'm going back just as soon as I catch my breath in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, gonna give me some alligator shoes. Baton Rouge, yeah, gonna wear them out in Baton Rouge. I'm gonna strut my stuff in Baton Rouge. I'm gonna cool my heels in Baton Rouge. Yeah, that's what.
Okay, so I see. I was watching you drive this big kind of cargo van. So, what's your range for touring? Like, do you do? I've seen you listed playing in Angleton and some other cities. I saw you down in Galveston a couple weeks ago. Do you have like a route that you? And I've seen Brenham. Is that about how far you go? Like a couple hours each direction, or?
Man, it just kind of depends. You know, the last, I would say the last 10 years, I've really sort of, you know, pretty much stuck around Texas and Louisiana and Oklahoma a little bit.
All right, so you're an independent artist, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever worked with a label or a manager, or do you currently have any type of consistent help like that?
Right now, not so much. We're working with a group called Edgewater Music Group right now. We're in the process of finishing up a new album that we recorded with them.
So, as an independent artist, take me through, what's a typical month like for you?
So, you know, we'll have anywhere from, I don't know, 10 to 15 or so gigs. And then also, you know, and all the sort of administrative stuff, you know, contacting venues, mailing posters, making flyers, social media, updating the website, all that stuff. The same. I mean, I'd probably be working, you know, 25 hours a week at least on that stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, because it's a full-time deal, you know, the back end of gigging, you know. Yeah.
In the past, like what would you say are some of your favorite either residencies that you've held or like jam sessions that went on, you know, through the years? You said about 25 years you've been at it?
Yeah. Man, you know, back to the Big Easy, like, that was really the first place where I got up and jammed as a kid. And over the years I've thought about this, like, so my first residency was at the Big Easy, and it was on Tuesday nights. I took over from this resonator guitar player named Harlem Slim. So I played Tuesdays there for a while, and then we got another residency gig with the band in Austin at Joe's Generic Bar, which was sort of like the last cool bar on 6th Street. And that was really neat because it was a band show, and the bass player at the time lived in Austin, so she was there, and so me and the drummer would just drive up on Tuesdays, and we opened for a fella named Alan Haynes, who
Government Mule, is that?
Warren Haynes.
Warren Haynes, okay.
But Alan, you know, a phenomenal guitar player, and he's one of these guys, sort of the same generation as like Jimmy and Stevie Ray Vaughan, and he was sort of he was mentored by Johnny Winter, and just a tremendous musician and a really kind guy. Was sort of a mentor to me. Not sort of, he was a mentor to me in a really kind way, and invited us, you know, to come do this Tuesday night gig at Joe's Generic with him. And so that was really cool because we got to sort of start meeting folks in the Austin music community, and then Joe's ended up closing, so that sort of that ended, which was unfortunate. But yeah, the Big Easy then, you know, after that, then I started playing there on Mondays. So these were like solo shows, and and then starting in I believe 2019. We started playing there on Thursday, so I've played like residencies at Big Easy like Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Oh, there you go. Just a few days left to go.
Over the years, yeah. And then, you know, I've played there on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays as well, and Wednesdays at the Jam. So, and that's another one, you know, Wednesdays at the Big Easy Blues Jam. Was always a really fun time, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And so a place that closed a few years ago, Shakespeare's. So
Yes.
how long did you play at Shakespeare's for?
Man, that was another one. So I started playing there. We started doing Wednesdays there when I was, I guess, 23. Yeah, I think 23, maybe 24. And we did that for a while. And that was really neat, man. They were always really, really kind. And I played there consistently pretty much up until the lockdown. I started doing, I think in 2014 or 15, I started doing a Friday happy hour residency show there, just solo. And that turned into a real hoot, man. That was always a lot of fun, and it was interesting because, I mean, Friday night is like sort of, you know, that's a prime time to go play or, you know, travel if you're touring and stuff. And, you know, it was such a fun deal that I just that was one of the reasons I didn't travel as much, because it was like, this is a great gig and it's, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's, you know, relatively easy, and always had a great time. So that was a good one too.
Nice. All right.
Cause he was naked, man, I say, don't know book of the seven seals. Well, I say, who's that writing? And you say, John the Revelator. I said, who's that writing? You say,
if in the like the Houston area, what are like a couple of things that you would like to see? Like, are there things like tools or things from venues that would make it more enjoyable for you, like that you feel like if for example, one of my friends was saying if there was a centralized music section, you know, like 6th Street or Canal Street, how much more they thought that the music could flourish. Is there anything that comes to mind that you'd like to see the city of Houston get behind to help the arts, the music community?
Man, that's a great question. What would be something cool the city could do to help benefit the music community? I do like the idea of a more central kind of music district, or arts district that includes live music. You know, I think one of the great sort of barriers to music lovers thinking of Houston as a music city, even though it absolutely is, and there's so much great music, so many really talented, tremendously talented artists that are currently working here, that have come from here. I mean, Houston has this just amazing sort of musical tradition. I think it would help if there was, you know, a sort of a centralized spot, at least as a jumping off point, you know, as a starting point for people that want to go hear live music. You know, in the same way that you have the museum district and the theater district, you know. Because if you think of, you know, you think of exactly, you know, like 6th Street in Austin, or, you know, 4th Street or South Congress, you know, these are pockets of places where people can go to see live music, you know. In New Orleans, you know, you have Bourbon Street, I guess, or more like Frenchman Street, where, you know, it's a spot where people can go and they know they're going to get something cool. You know, they know they're going to see great music that is new to them and that you know features local artists prominently.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Yes.